Hey Stampers, Kim from stampingimperfection.com. Welcome to my craft room. I have a very quick card I want to share with you today. I've been seeing this color combination of Crushed Curry and Smokey Slate. They are two of Stampin' Up's new colors in their Color Refresh part of their color families that they've added in, and I've been seeing this color combination quite a bit, so I decided I wanted to try out making a card. So here's what I'm using. I'm starting out with the Smokey Slate cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 5 1/2, scored and folded it at 5 1/2. Then I'm using a piece of this designer series paper, and this designer series paper is from the Afternoon Picnic designer series set. This is Crushed Curry. That's one of the colors. I cut that 2 by 4 inches. You can see the back of this is really pretty too. It's actually like floral. This is very much like Afternoon Tea, I think it was called, in the spring mini. I've cut this 2 by 4. Then I have a couple pieces of Crushed Curry. I have one cut at 3 by 3 inches. Then I have one cut at 1 by 4 inches, and notice that I've edged it with my scallop ribbon border punch, this punch right here. I also have a piece of Very Vanilla cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and again I've edged just one side of this with this scallop ribbon border punch. Now, I'm using a couple of different stamp sets today. You'll notice I'm using my favorite Betsy's Blossom. I'm using the bird from Betsy's Blossoms, and until June 30th, Stampin' Up! Has 3 stamp sets on sale, so I took advantage of that, and I got the Petite Paris stamp set. I'm using two stamps from here. It actually has 18 stamps. I'm using the I'm using I'm Here For You and No Matter What, which I've stamped in the Crushed Curry, and I've punched that out with the Artisan label punch. This is one of the new punches in the new catalog, so I've punched that out, and then I've also added a pearl to the center of that. Okay, so I've got that going on. Now I'm also using this ribbon. This is Very Vanilla ribbon, and I really wanted Crushed Curry ribbon, but I didn't have any Crushed Curry ribbon. This happens to be the ribbon seam binding, the 1/2 inch ribbon seam binding in Very Vanilla, and since I wanted it to be Crushed Curry, I decided I'll just sponge it and see what happens. So that's what I did. I just took my dauber and sponged some color on. Just like that, and you can go over it as many times as you want, and I imagine you could use a brayer on that as well, and maybe you'd get a more even tone, but I kind of liked it uneven. Kind of gave it sort of a vintage look. Okay, so here is how I'm going to put my card together. So I'm going to start out with my base, Smokey Slate, and then I'm going to take my designer series paper, the Afternoon Picnic, and I'm going to take the Crushed Curry border. So I'm just going to use some snail. I'm going to put this down. Okay, I'm going to put snail on the back of this. I'm going to add it to my card. I've got my card opening like this, so I'm going to put this over to the left-hand side, kind of in the middle. Okay, I'm going to put my 3 by 3 Crushed Curry mat down. Again, I'm just using snail. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put this right here with a little bit of the designer series paper peeking out in all directions. Now I've got my Very Vanilla mat, and I've stamped the image of the bird from Betsy's Blossoms in the Smokey Slate gray color. So I'm going to add this to the center of this, and again, this was cut 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I'm going to tie a bow or a knot, probably a knot. Whenever I'm making videos, they always end up being knots. I always try to trim this to a little like banner shape. This ribbon actually really frays a lot, and I haven't found a good way to get that to stop fraying. It's my only the only thing I don't like about this ribbon is how much it frays. Oops. Now, when I stamped the sentiment I use two different stamps, and when I do that, whenever I do that with the clear stamps, I always put them on the block together and line them up just like that, and then I stamp them both at the same time so that I have them. I can practice on scrap paper so that I can see if they're lined up, and then I only have to do it once on cardstock. I have Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of the sentiment, just like that. I stamped the bird a second time, again in the Smokey Slate, and I just cut out with my paper snips. I cut out a wing and put it on a Stampin' Dimensional just to give it a little bit of dimension, just like that. And there's my card. So thank you for watching. Stop by my blog at stampingimperfection.com. While you're there, sign up for my mailing list. Get more tips, tricks, and tutorials. Thanks for watching. So there's my card. Stop by my blog at stampingimperfection.com. You can get all your stamping supplies, your Stampin' Up! Supplies from mystampingstore.com. Place your order at mystampingstore.com. Stop by stampingimperfection.com to get more tips, tricks, ideas, and sign up for the mailing list. Get 3 video tutorials just for mailing list subscribers. Thanks for watching.